King of Pentacles, like man holding a coin type of people. And also if you're a man looking for a woman, this also would apply. It's just you're going for more people who are like very successful, very well off, very like they look like in the eyes of society, in the eyes of the world, they look like a good person to be with. Like you would be proud to be with them, but like really you don't have that deep type of connection. It's just very superficial and surface and shallow. And perhaps there's a lot of chemistry, but it's not real, like the actual connection between you guys. And that's why there is this distorted feminine where you're not like recognizing your own worth within yourself. If you're a woman, especially, like you settle for people who don't deserve you. And if you're a man, then there is something with you not wanting to be vulnerable and showing that side to you, to women. Um, Maybe because the women that you go for are more masculine and very powerful and ambitious, and you feel weaker than them and you're afraid to show that weakness because maybe there's like a sense of competition too. So however that applies, but in either case there's just a lot of sexual chemistry, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sexual chemistry, but um I feel like with you it's like that's the main, like that's the most prominent thing in your connection usually. And obviously you're looking for your soulmate, which there would be more. So maybe like the reason that you keep experiencing these relationships and is so that you can heal this distorted feminine within you and find your own sense of power and confidence and worth and value and elevate and know your own worth, right? And knowing that like when you find a person, like they will also see your worth and they will see you as valuable. And that journey there is quite a journey. And that's kind of like what your soul needs in this lifetime to evolve. Because there's a lot of healing here with this temperance energy. There's a lot of something about expanding. But look, it's like I kind of feel like this is you and your soulmate. So we have the feminine and the masculine energy because we have the girl and the boy, and they're both holding a sword. They're both looking. They're both aware. They're both like thinking about one another, like you guys one another. I think that you and your soulmate have very strong mental connection. So very good, like you guys would have really good conversation and you guys would really get each other. You guys could both be air signs or have like a Venus in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, um or just something, where you guys just really get along, like, and you guys have really good communication. You understand each other, you hear each other, you see each other for who each other is. You guys both get each other. And so but you guys are divided by this temperance card, so you are separated by this time and space and healing and patience and surrender and all of that. So that's what's giving me the vibe that like the whole purpose of your soulmate journey is not necessarily to find your soulmate. It's the journey to get there. It's about the journey. But then we do have the King of Cups here at the bottom, which is, a person who feels very deeply and they have a lot of love to give. And as I'm looking out the window, I see this little rabbit just hopping out in the parking lot, getting onto the grass. So I don't know if that means anything for anyone. It's a cute little rabbit. And rabbits are about abundance too, and fertility. But the King of Cups has deep feelings and emotions and is just very loyal and trustworthy. So I just feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's like you have to make this choice. And the choice with the Chariot, it's like moving forward, right? Manifesting, moving forward, taking action. So let me just see what you're taking action towards. So what is pile one taking action towards with the Magician and the Knight of Wands? The Ace of Cups and the Emperor towards your divine masculine and a new beginning in love. The Knight of Cups, it's making the romantic gesture. So whether that's somebody that's coming towards you, it's not somebody, it's your soulmate, coming towards you, or you're moving towards them, there's definitely movement here in this process. There's going to be movement here, and there is a new beginning in love, and the Emperor is the divine masculine, but we have the distorted feminine. Okay, so I feel like the masculine in this connection in this relationship is going to be the one that is a little bit more healed and maybe more mature, maybe more emotionally mature, because we have the King of Cups, and the feminine would be the one that is a little bit more wounded and has some healing to do. So with Healer of the Ages, I just feel like there is some healing here that needs to be done. And friendship, nurture the bonds of, so maybe this person is going to be a friend at first. Your soulmate is a friend that turns into like a lover. And it could be from childhood because I don't know, these guys look like children. So maybe you knew this person in childhood. Maybe you went to school with this person, with your soulmate, um and or you went to I don't know, there's just like studying, there's books here, so maybe you guys like studied together or went to school together, and then you were separated by like space and time because this is Sagittarius energy, so maybe you guys live at a distance from each other now, maybe you haven't seen each other in a long time. And then with Chariot, this is more travel energy, so maybe, and then the Knight of Wands as well, so maybe there is like some element of travel here with you and your soulmate. And so you might already actually know this person and they're already a friend in your life. Maybe you haven't talked to them in forever, but they are like you've known them. You know them already. Like they're, from your past. Fourth house roots as at the bottom. Yeah, so you guys could definitely have like some sort of hometown. Like you could have met in your hometown and then you moved away or they moved away, and so like that's something with that. Childhood, because this is about like childhood issues as well, or just the home life, during childhood. So that could be like a clue into like who your soulmate is. There's definitely something here about travel, specifically air travel. So you and your soulmate might be divided by a sea, or you guys could obviously just like live at a distance from each other where you have to travel to each other by air. Um, yeah, your person might have a motorcycle, but there is distance here between you guys. And I feel with Judgment coming out that this connection with your soulmate is definitely divinely orchestrated, and the universe is sort of in control of this whole situation. I know that like that's kind of the case with everything, right? Like the universe has the last say, our soul, which is connected to the universe, has kind of the last say on like what, who, when, how, all of it. Um but I just feel like some people have more it's like sometimes serendipity is stronger and sometimes free will is stronger. Sometimes the universe orchestrating things takes a little bit more prominence or power over like you manifesting things, because I don't know, if something is written in your soul contract, like you're meant to be with this person, like no matter how much you use your free will to say no, I just feel like the universe is going to constantly like bring that person into your life. Like you can say no, oh, absolutely, you have free will, but if it's like truly in your soul, like your blueprint, like this is part of your life purpose, your mission to be with this person for whatever reason, because this is how your soul's going to grow and evolve, then no matter what you do to ignore the signs, to ignore the person, the universe is going to keep bringing that person around you. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this situation, is like this soul contract that you have with your soulmate is definitely very strong, to a point where like the universe is sort of in control of it and overtake like in power of this. And no matter how much you try to manifest it away, it's not going to go away. And obviously, like, why would you want to manifest it away? That's, you probably don't, but even if you don't notice it around you, it's going to constantly keep showing up in your life. That's kind of what I'm getting. And it could be absolutely that. I just feel like with all of this energy coming out, obviously this doesn't apply to you, but with the cards and energy that I'm feeling, I'm getting that you are a very sexual person and just very in touch with your sexuality, right? You're very comfortable with your sexuality. When you're, intimate with another person, you're truly fully yourself. You're not ashamed of yourself. You let loose, you let go, and you're just free, and you can be vulnerable. You can just really be one with the experience, with the sexual, intimate experience with another. And I think that's a beautiful quality, but maybe you misuse that energy and maybe you have maybe not such wise sexual partners or encounters sometimes. Maybe you get involved with player types or people who just want you for your body and you have so much more to give, but um it's maybe just like an easy thing for you to get sucked into that. But I do sense that you do have that like very sexual energy, you are very sexy and alluring and perhaps seductive a little bit, and you have this magnetism about you that you'd like draw people in. And so, absolutely, I think that that is going to, with the strength card, I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting from that. You have this sexiness to you, and I feel like that is going to actually work in your favor in meeting your soulmate because you guys are going to have a very strong sexual connection. But that's where like this distorted feminine comes in, is like you have to know the difference between, okay, is this healthy and is this person actually here for me and do they love me? Or is this just another one of those, like, I'm just sexy and of course you want to bang me, type of thing. And so just not giving your body to just anyone and everyone, because you are a bombshell. Like, I mean, we have literally the card and you can be a guy too. And we have passion, and then we have strength. This is literally about being very physically appealing. Obviously it's about internal strength as well, but this is a card of like physical beauty. And Leo energy is just that you shine really bright, you're very radiant, you're very attractive, people are really drawn to you, and that's awesome. But also it could work against you if you don't be careful. And so I do feel like a way that you're going to meet your soulmate is this sexual energy that you have, that you're going to draw them in, and they're going to be very excited about traveling towards you. I think it's going to move quite quickly when you do meet them. And like I said, it's kind of in the hands of the universe. And I think that's why your first card that came out is surrender, is because it's so important on this journey for you to learn to surrender, that, you're not in control of this. You're not in control of when this is going to happen and how it's going to be aligned. Um, I think you need to just focus on healing this distorted feminine energy. Maybe you yourself are also afraid to be vulnerable, or maybe you do have some tendency to be emotionally unavailable, or to shut down or to escape from your pain, from that darkness within. Maybe there is some healing that you have to do around any sort of childhood issues, or childhood trauma that you have, maybe, perhaps. And or maybe there is some sexual trauma, that is impacting you. Whatever it is for you, I feel like in the meantime, your journey with regards to your soulmate is more so about this healing energy and like healing that part within you, and trusting in divine timing, and trusting in the divine order, and trusting in the process of like getting to your soulmate, and also elevating yourself and becoming at your best highest self, becoming strong physically and mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in all the ways, and just really, really getting to that next level, ascending with judgment here, ascending, getting more in touch with your higher self. So I feel like that's kind of all you need to do. Um, there's not there's not much action that you can take. Although I know that the Cherry did come out, which is about like moving forward and pursuing things. And then the Magician and the Knight of Wands is about taking action. I kind of feel with that is like, I feel like there is a lot of activity, like there is a lot of movement here. So I feel like the universe is going to give you the green light with all this green. The universe is going to give you the green light of when to go. Like when the universe is like, okay, go this way, then it is the time when you're like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it. So that could be like an intuitive hit that you get, just like a feeling of like, oh man, I need to go to Mexico, like, or I need to go to Canada. I just need to go here. I need to do this. I need to apply to this job. I need to start this project. I need to sign up for that class. I need to join the gym. Whatever little feeling that you get about doing something and taking action on something that does align with your like passion and it gives you excitement and makes you feel alive, that is something that you need to take action on, but I feel like you don't need to force it. I think that intuitive nudge will come to you, and I think the universe will let you know very clearly about when it's time to take action. And then go for it. Don't be afraid to like be uncomfortable, get out of your comfort zone, like stand out, be seen, take a risk, take a chance, go on that adventure, get that flight, buy the flight and travel. There is a strong sense here of traveling, so it could definitely have to do something with that. Like somebody invites you to go travel somewhere with them or go on a trip, whatever. Like, just I would say that would be your green light to go, and that could be like a place that you can meet your soulmate. Yeah, so to sum this up, pile one, I feel like you do have a soulmate. We're not getting too much information on who the soulmate is, and it's like the whole reading is more about like your journey to your soulmate. It's not so much about like your soulmate and you guys are gonna be so in love and all of that, which I'm sure is going to be the case. But it's like this reading is just really highlighting the pre-soulmate stage of your life, while also giving little hints and clues that you do have a soulmate, but there's not such a strong emphasis on it. Like, to be honest with you, it's not like a yes, there's, it's kind of like little hints and clues, and maybe that's kind of the universe's way of like showing you that, like, yeah, you do have a soulmate, but that's not what this is about right now. Like, this is about you. This is about you and your strength and your inner strength and your empowerment and your confidence and you healing this energy within you. That's what your journey needs to be about right now. So I don't need you focusing so much on your soulmate. I'm giving you slight hints here and there so that you have hope, but I need you to focus on you. So that's kind of your message. And surrender is like a big message there. So that is what I have for you, pile one. Let me know if that resonated with you in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did. I wish you all the best on your journey, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this half moon rose quartz or this oracle card, then this is going to be a reading. And today we're doing a reading on, do you have a soulmate? So did your soul sign off to be with one specific person, a soulmate in this lifetime, like your one true love that you're meant to share your life with? Like, do you have one of those? And what are the details on that connection if you do? We're just on this whole soulmate journey, period. Basically, just anything that we can get. So yeah, just keep in mind it is a general reading and only take what resonates. Don't run with the messages, if they don't feel true to you in your heart and intuitively. So we have our first oracle card, and we'll be pulling some more cards. And also, this is a new setup that I'm doing, so let me know how you like it. The glare usually won't be in the videos. I'm just filming in the afternoon because I didn't get a chance this morning. But so I'm sorry about the glare, but it is what it is for now. Okay, so our first card is transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Okay, and I'm going to pull one more card from that deck. Okay, so does pile two have a soulmate? Does pile two have a designated soulmate, a true love, one true love? Okay. So if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. We have new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Okay. Sorry, I'm just organizing this. And we have sacred union at the bottom. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Okay. Does pile two have a soulmate? Pile two, we have Sagittarius, the Voyager, and then we have the sun at the bottom being. Does pile two have a soulmate? We have fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. That is the heart chakra, in case you were wondering. We have woman holding a heart at the bottom. This pile to have the soulmate. This pile to have the soulmate. Creativity. I'm still getting used to this new setup and like what's in the camera, what's not. It's a little weird for me, but I'll get there. Oh, we have yin and yang at the bottom. So that's like masculine, divine masculine, divine feminine energy. All right, and then let's pull out your tarot cards and then we'll go over the messages. So this pile to have a soulmate in this lifetime. Do they have a divine partner, divine counterpart, your one true love? Do they have that in this lifetime on Earth? We have strength. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. And we have judgments. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is yes, you do have, yes, very much so, a divine partner, a soulmate in this lifetime that you are meant to be with. And I think that this person is somebody that you're meant to travel with and go on a voyage with, have a new beginning with. Um, I think that this person, your soulmate that you do have in this life that you sign up to be with, is going to really allow you to live life to the fullest and to really follow your heart and to do those things that you've always wanted to do, that you've held yourself back from doing. I think either being with your soulmate is going to do that, or the journey to meeting your soulmate, that's the journey you're going to be on. Maybe you are going to be more of this like free spirit and you're like, you know what, I'm starting my life over. There's an element of transformation. So I'm kind of getting that maybe you are going to be, or maybe you already have, maybe you already have gone through this, going through or have gone through a transformation in your life where you left something behind and started all over. And it really required a lot of strength from you. With judgment here as well, it's like leaving something from the past behind. It could have been like a relationship, a marriage, a job, a place where you lived, and you really just started over. And you had a new beginning, and you asked yourself, like, how do I want to live my life? How do I want to spend my days? What kind of food do I want to eat? What kind of person do I want to be? How do I want to look? What do I want my energy to be like? What kind of person do I want to be? What do I want to have in my life? What kind of experiences do I want to have? And you're really like on the path of aligning with that, like becoming your dream, living your dream reality, basically. So either so this could be like a sign of like when you would be meeting your soulmate. If you're not at all in that place in your life, then maybe in the future down the line you will, and you'll be like, oh damn, like okay, I'm going through that phase where I'm like wanting to live my best life. And then, oh, I know I'm close to meeting my soulmate. Or maybe you already are on that path and this is kind of what you're doing. With Sagittarius energy, I feel like you're expanding, you're growing, you're elevating, you're finding your own truth. You're leaving behind um dogma and indoctrination and just convention and tradition and people telling you how to live your life and what to believe, right? And like even religion, if you were a religious person or you had certain beliefs about certain things, conditioned, ways of thing programming, all of that you're kind of questioning and leaving behind, and you're like, I'm going to find my own truth. I'm seeking my own truth. You're a truth seeker and you're following your heart. It's just very important that you're following your heart and you are following your passion and your creativity with creativity here. So it could be that prior to meeting your soulmate, you're already on this journey of living true to yourself and living passionately. And if you do have like some sort of a creative skill or talent that, is you're really good at something that's more creative nature, then you're like pursuing that and exploring that, maybe starting your own business around that with the Queen of Pentacles here. Trying to make your own money, becoming maybe like an entrepreneur, elevating your career, improving your home life, your financial stability. And Or it could be that when you come into union with your soulmate, this sacred union is exactly when you are going to start to notice this other side to you, that this more free spirited side to you that you never really maybe lived in your shadow. Maybe you were more traditional before and you kind of followed all the rules and you were maybe scared to step out of your comfort zone and take risks and adventures. And then you meet your soulmate and they open your world and you guys do a lot of traveling and even just expanding of perspectives and ways of thinking. And then your whole world opens up and you're like, holy shit, like I have been missing out on so much. And you are the person I've been waiting for because you show me like it's sacred. Like you guys is real. It's yin and yang, right? Like you have the black and the white coming together so beautifully and perfectly. And even if you are already on this journey of like being a free spirit, I feel like it's gonna amplify when you meet your soulmate. Like it's going to so beautifully go together. You guys' energy is going to be very compatible with each other. So that's the thing. And love, woman holding a heart. We have the fourth chakra, and we also have, if you could do anything, the answer dwells in your heart. So we have this heavy, heavy. Oh my god! Oh my god! We have woman holding a heart, man holding a heart, an angel of love. That's your soulmate. That's literally you guys. So we have number 44 moving to 45 to 49. Those could be significant numbers. If you are older, or like mid-age or whatever, you could be 44 or 45 or 49, or your soulmate that could be like a significant age thing there. Um, Okay, so there's a lot of love here between you guys, between you and your soulmate. And I think the key here is to follow your heart with anything that you do, and that is going to align you with your soulmate. So, whatever you feel called to do in life, it's very important for you specifically to listen to your heart. Okay. And I think even beyond that is to listen to your intuition. Like, not like listen to your heart, but not in a way where like don't listen to your emotions. I think that's different. Listening to your emotions, a lot of our emotions can come from our thoughts about something, right? Your heart, though, that's like deeper. That's like a deeper love that you have for something. And I think the heart is always fueled by your intuition and your soul. And then it lights up your heart chakra. So, I think just pay attention to whatever that is for you and to pursue it. And it could definitely be like a creative endeavor of some kind, or just, yeah. And so I feel like that's how you're going to come like into sacred union with your soulmates. And we also have sun being. So, um, there is something here about the sun. So maybe you really like the sun, or you live somewhere really sunny or warm, or you're going to meet your soulmate somewhere like that, or maybe like you're going to be traveling somewhere that is tropical or sunny. You could be a Leo, or they could be a Leo. But this is all about vibrating at your highest capacity, like, being in a really high vibration and just like that being your focus. And I think that maybe that's the transformation that you are going through. It's like you used to be one way. And so maybe you did deal with a lot of conflict in relationships in the past with the Five of Swords. This is about a lot of arguments, not being like seen for who you are, people's egos getting in the way, trying to win over, trying to be right instead of just trying to understand one another. So this could have been just your past relationships or people that you've been dealing with, or maybe this was also your energy in the past where you complained a lot, you gossiped a lot, you just were in this like more low vibrational energy, just very skeptical and doubtful of spirit or spirituality even, maybe very negative in your thinking, very judgmental of other people, talking shit all the time, having a big mouth, complaining, gossiping, putting others down. Like that could have been like your older self. Just maybe even living in a lot of anxiety or worry, about the future. It's just more like ego energy, more low vibrational energy, negative energy. And you maybe had some sort of an epiphany, right? An awakening with judgment here. And you realized you sort of had like an aha moment of like, wow, this is just my ego. Like it's not truly me. And like, how can I function more according to my truth, my soul. And so now you're on this truth seeking journey of living your best life, basically, you know. And on that journey, you have gained a lot of strength with the strength card here. You've evolved, you've grown a lot, you've grown out of this negative mindset of like gossip and drama, you know. The ego loves drama, and you just maybe realize like that's not me, like I'm not about that anymore. And you're focusing more on your heart, your truth, you know, and not so much be living in your head anymore, but living more in your heart. And maybe that was something that you struggled with. Maybe you really struggled with following your heart. You had a lot of pressure from society and other getting other people's approval, maybe of like how to be, what to do, what kind of career to have, how to make money, well, who to date, who should be your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, how you need to look. You know, you need to be presentable to the world, like whatever pressures you felt from the outside world. I also feel like that's something that you're bringing to an end, and you're like, you know what, um we're not trying to live according to other people's expectations and rules and standards, and you're also dropping that. um so you are like leaving some of your past self behind with the Six of Cups. This is about the past. So maybe in the past you were, you know, one way that was really toxic to you, and now you're leaving that behind to have a new beginning. And I think it's that on that journey you're going to meet your soulmate. So you can check in with yourself and see where you are on that journey. If you just begun your authenticity journey, I guess, like where you are just being true to yourself. If it's the beginning of that, where you are just now getting out of your comfort zone and breaking away from tradition, right, and following your own truths, extra hard, of the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, breaking away from the Queen of Pentacles energy, being traditional, and you know, doing your own thing. Like if you're just in the beginning of that journey, then you know, you have just a little bit ways to go. But if you've already been on this journey for quite a while, then I feel like you're pretty close to coming into union with your soulmate. You know, just continue doing what you're doing. And if you're nowhere near this energy, and maybe you related more to this a low vibrational, like negative energy, that's fine. Like, don't, you know, shame yourself for that. Don't, you know, judge yourself for it. Don't hate yourself. Just recognize, you know, that, okay, like we're all human and we have a tendency to complain and to be an ego, but just try as much as you can to become aware of that, you know, become more conscious, and to continue to elevate and to relate more to your soul and to your heart than to your ego and like your own judgments about life and about yourself. So, yeah, I guess depending on where you are in that journey, but you definitely have a soulmate. And the journey to your soulmate is this transformation energy, you know, where you are um letting go of something from the past and starting over, starting a new beginning. So I think that I made that pretty clear, right? I mean, what else can we say about that? So I'm going to pull some more cards to see if we get any more details about pile two and their journey to their, or like, if they have a soulmate or not. So this pile two have a soulmate. What else can you tell me about that? This pile two have a soulmate. Oh my God, the Queen of Pentacles again. This could be a same-sex relationship, namely two women. That won't be to all of you. You could meet this person at work. Anything else? This pile two have a soulmate. What else can you tell me about that? The Eight of Wands, the Fool, and the Chariot. The Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you might there is this like stubborn energy here with the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, she's amazing and she's great, but it is Earth, you know, Earth energy. And you know, Earth is a little bit slower moving, and the earth signs generally tend to need like physical proof for things, and it's just very practical, methodical, strategic. Like, okay, I need to make a plan, organize everything, get all the details in order, and then I'm gonna go do it. It's very like slow moving, traditional, thinks everything through, and that's great and all good. But I think it keeps you stuck because like maybe you're scared to get out of your comfort zone with this Four of Pentacles, and so you tend to be a little bit stubborn and changing. And there's this strong message here about getting out of your comfort zone and moving and changing and taking risks and moving forward in your life. So if you are feeling stagnant in some areas of your life, um, that it's safe to take a leap of faith. It's safe to do something that's like crazy, I guess, and like spontaneous and just out of the norm, out of the box, if it aligns with your truth, if it aligns with your heart, if it aligns with your life, your dreams, like your goals, like what you want to do, like what the type of life you want to live. And it's bring this you should definitely bring this more methodical, thought out, planned, organized, structured type of energy for sure, because that's going to serve you, but don't let that limit you from actually taking that step forward in the first place. Because yeah, there's something about following your ambitions, your goals, your dreams, um, and really taking a leap of faith towards them. And I think you will have a very positive outcome, and even financially. And I just think that this somehow is going to help you find your soulmate, like that journey. Yeah, because it has something to do with work, because then we have the Eight of Pentacles under that. So this could definitely be like if you have been thinking about starting your own business, or you have a skill that you want to master or learn more about and become good at, like maybe get certified in something or get a degree or just take a class in something to learn more, or just become like a professional. I this is saying that you should definitely do that. You should definitely pursue that endeavor, and don't let the thought of like, oh, it's not traditional, it's not conventional, people won't approve of it, get in the way of doing this. Because I think that, I don't know, it's going to open your world in some way. And also, we have the Six of Cups, which obviously, like, I forgot to point out the most obvious part of this. This is literally a soulmate. So, the answer to your question, if there is, if you have a true love out there, right? Like, if in this lifetime, like, you signed a contract with someone to say, like, you are my person, yes, you did. We have the Six of Cups, and I feel like with this person, you did have at least one past life with. You have already been married to them, and they are your person. I mean, your other whole, your divine counterpart with the yin and yang. This is divine masculine, divine feminine energy. And we also have sacred union. So at the man holding a heart, man holding your coin, angel of love, there's an angel of love, looking over this connection. And that's why I think it's so important that you do follow your heart in all of your endeavors instead of living in fear or doubt or skepticism or negativity or ego, Five of Swords energy, but instead, living in your heart space and really maybe even opening your heart chakra. Maybe you have some blocks there, and just really living more from your heart and opening your heart, maybe like in even with other people or relationships, like being more open with your heart. And if not in relationships, then just in life in general, just like even when you have regular conversations with people, being more open and coming more from the heart space and less from ego. And I guess like an example of that would be just being really guarded and really scared of rejection, really scared of people like judging you. So you put up a front and you say the things that you think people are going to want to hear, or you're not 100% authentic. And, if you really like something about someone, instead of saying it to them like, oh man, like I really appreciate how you helped me, like this means a lot to me, like genuinely like sharing your heart, you're like, no, I'm not going to do that, like that's so weird, like who does that, like who becomes so sentimental, I don't want to be sentimental, I don't want to be so vulnerable, I don't want to be cheesy. Like if you have any of those types of thoughts, like it's okay to just be loving, right? Be loving, compassionate, kind, cheesy, being your heart space. I think it's going to be well received. And I think that being that energy and in that vibration is going to attract your, literally your soulmate to you. that heart energy is going to attract that. So just like maybe practicing how to do that more too. Um, yeah. Well, yeah, I definitely feel with the Six of Cups here that this is a divine connection. You definitely do have a soulmate. This was kind of coming out in pile one as well, but this could be a person from your past or from your childhood because that's what that is. Look, we got the lovers. It could be somebody that you already know or maybe have met already, like when you were young. Maybe you don't remember them, but like let's say you would meet them and you'd be like, oh my god, yeah, I we have the same group of friends, or we must have known each other, we just never knew, like, we never knew each other, but we knew of each other or whatever. Like it could be something like that, but somebody from your past or from your younger days. There could also be a significant difference between you guys. There could also be a significant age difference or like difference in ethnicities or backgrounds or belief systems or like hair colors, like blonde and dark and black hair, or black and white, because we did see the lovers. That's that like opposition there. So there could be something with your soulmate that's like just very opposite. It could be physical characteristics, but it could also be like something internal, like your belief systems, or um, I don't know, they really love something and you really love the opposite of that. Or like you guys could be born in like opposite, like, somebody could be born in June and the other one's born in December, 6 months in between, like opposites. So something like that. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of what's going on there. So to sum it up, pile two, you definitely have a soulmate that you sign up to be with in this lifetime. Um, and I think that you're meant to transform either prior to meeting your soulmate, or your soulmate is going to like trigger that or be a catalyst for your transformation. I'm kind of sensing more so though before. Like before you meet your soulmate, there's some sort of a trigger in your life, and there's a transformation, and it opens your heart a lot. Maybe it hurts your heart, whatever this big thing is. Maybe it's a heartbreak, right? And then you're like, fuck, okay, now I'm like, my heart's fucked. And then you're like, okay, well, now I gotta heal it. So you're like extra overcompensating, following your heart in life because it's so wounded, or whatever it is for you, but there's just some sort of like transformation energy here for you, and following your truth, being a free spirit, taking more chances in life, taking risks, um, finding your own best self, connecting with your own higher self, um, being more authentic, speaking your truth, living in your truth and your power, becoming strong. So something to do with that, following your heart, your passion, your creativity. If you just start like a business around that, like doing it, just becoming very independent and empowered. And it's like that in some way is going to lead you, it's going to be around that time that you meet your soulmate, or that's somehow going to lead you to meeting them. So I guess that would be like your advice and how to meet them. Okay, so that is your reading. I'd love to hear it in the comments if this resonated and how it resonated. And if you could please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this. And I wish you all the best. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this rose quartz or this oracle card, then this is going to be your reading. And today we're doing a reading on if you have a soulmate. So like a one true love person that you're meant to be with, spend your life with, in this lifetime. Do you have a soul contract with someone, or do you not? We'll see what comes out, and we'll get any sort of details that we can on this whole situation. So we have our first oracle card, and actually two cards came out for you, and then we're pulling some more oracle cards and some tarot cards. So for your cards, we have only time will tell and embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. Okay, so let's pull your other cards. So this pile 3 have a soulmate, a divine counterpart in this lifetime that they're meant to be with. This pile 3 have a soulmate. We have opposition. This pile 3 have this. We have envy. Okay, this pile 3 have a soulmate in this lifetime. This pile 3 have a person that they are meant to be with, their divine counterpart here on this earth. But we have soulmates at the bottom. Okay, let's get your tarot. Alright, so this pile 3 have a soulmate here on earth in this lifetime they are meant to be with and spend their life with. We have the Chariot's been coming out in all of the piles. The Eight of Wands has as well. That's crazy. I feel like, and then the Sun at the bottom. I feel like a lot of you are pretty close to like finding your soulmate, because like the Eight of Wands is a very quick moving energy. It's about things changing and moving forward positively. It's receiving news. It's about traveling. It's about movement, and it's very in a very positive way. So I'm just kind of feeling like a lot of cycles are coming to an end, and a lot of people are actually coming into union with their soulmate in all 3 of the piles. Um, so, do you have a soulmate out there that is meant for you in this lifetime here on Earth? Yes, you do. Why do I get that? Because we have soulmates. We also have the divine feminine, and then we have love, and then we have connection. Okay, so yes, but the divine feminine and the garden to me is very similar energies, because the garden, as opposed to the gardener, like in this deck, the garden is about the manifestation of the seeds that you've planted, right? So the gardener plants the seeds, and then the garden is like the abundance of that, like it's coming to fruition. So the gardener is the masculine energy, literally plants the seeds, and then the woman grows the seeds and births it into life, into creation. And so the garden is giving me like that Taurus energy of the Empress, just like things are in physical form. And so it's like not just a soulmate that you have in the ethereal or like in the energy world, but it's something that is here physically manifested on earth. So, okay, what's going on here with you and your soulmate? Because we have answered your question. Yes, you have a soulmate, but like I'm more wanting to now get like details on the journey to meeting your soulmate or anything about that. So I feel like your soulmate with this opposition energy and balance. So if this relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with, tests, objectifies, calls out. I feel like your soulmate is going to be the type of person who like triggers you, because you see in them like your own self, like that's mirroring. So like whatever you don't like in them are just traits that you have that you don't like about yourself that you have to accept. And there's a lot of like this envy energy. So whatever you're envious of, like other people of, or like your partner, your soulmate, are things that you yourself have the ability to conquer or to fulfill or to live up to, but maybe you're just too like scared to do it. So like you're basically a clue to your soulmate and who they are, and when you meet them is you're going to envy them in some way. This card looks very negative and dark, but to me I would say envy is like an upgraded version of jealousy, and envy is, it could turn bad, but you could use envy for like inspiration, if you look at it like in a positive way. So I feel like you're going to look at your soulmate as they're your opposite. So there's something in them that you really, really envy, and in a way that like you want it. Like you're envious of it, like, ooh, I want that freedom that they have. I want that confidence that they have. I want that. Um, I kind of feel like it's like a personality trait that they have. They're so kind and compassionate. Like you envy something about their life, maybe even their lifestyle, like how they live their life. And you envy it, but it's opposite of you. You're like, I'm not like that. Like that's not how I function. I'm opposite of that. But in reality, you have that in you as well. You just have it suppressed. Lives in your shadow. So you want to bring it into balance. You want to bring it to the light, right? Sun. You want to bring it to the light so that you can also embody this energy. And I think your soulmate would help you basically bring those parts of yourself to the light. They're going to help you get out of your comfort zone. But there is some sort of opposite energy here between you guys. Yeah, look, embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. And I just like picking up on the energy, but I didn't like really relate it to that card. But that's basically what I'm talking about. It's like through each other, like you seem like something in the other that you have within you, but you never knew that you had it in you. You just always admired it in other people. You looked up to it. You got inspired by it. You were maybe even jealous. You're envious of these traits that other people had. Maybe you judged it, but only because deep down inside you knew that like you wanted to be like that or whatever, depending on low vibrational or high vibrational energy of like how you looked at it. And so with this energy, it's like this person comes into your life, your soulmate, and they expose to you those parts that have been hidden. And so they bring those missing pieces, those parts of yourself that you kept in the shadows, and you bring it to the light. And now you're more whole, right? You integrate all those parts and you become more you, more whole, more balanced. So that's like with the main thing about you and your soulmate. Um, I think with the world and the chariot and the eight of wands, there's again heavy travel energy. Like I said, these two cards showed up in all of the three piles, and travel was a very prominent thing that was coming out. So maybe for you guys as well, you guys will be traveling to see this person, or you guys might live at a distance, or different. They might be a different ethnicity or live in a different part of the world, um, where you have to like travel to go see them, travel by air. I think that your soulmate with the Six of Pentacles coming out is a very giving, compassionate, kind person. They could like do volunteer work or charity or something like that, where they really care about their community, or they could be in the service industry, or they could be of service in some way to others and just very generous and have a lot of abundance because they have a lot to give back to others. So they are, I think they're very successful, your soulmate. They could be like a leader of some sort. And with this only time will tell card mixed with the world card, this is giving me like 'cause the world is ruled by, Saturn, and that's like just very slow moving, and that's a karma, it's karmic energy. So perhaps prior to meeting your soulmate, there's a lot of karma that you're working out, like in your relationships with other people, or just like within yourself as well. Because I think that when you meet your soulmate, you are in this garden energy. Like when you meet your soulmate, you're in this energy of like radiance, abundance, success. You're kind of like you're living your best life. You're kind of, this has kind of been coming out. Pile two, definitely this came out, and but yeah, you're just like, look, she's just laying on her in her abundant garden. It's all growing so beautifully, and she's just taking it in and enjoying it. Celebrating herself. This is divine feminine energy, just being very in touch with your intuition, connected to nature, um, and just very magnetic and attractive, very attractive to other people, and just attractive period. Your energy just like you're easily manifesting things, and when you're in that energy, that means you've done a lot of work on yourself, you've done a lot of shadow work, and that means also that you have worked through a lot of your karma, right? Because through your spiritual growth and evolution, you naturally heal karma. Like sometimes all you need to do is just evolve spiritually, and by default you're healing all of your karma, like from past lives and stuff like that. We were I mean, karma is just a constant thing, but we're talking about things from just the past, your childhood, things like that. um there could be some childhood issues that you're working through with the fourth house here. Let's clarify the Chariot. Why is the Chariot here for pile 3 if they have 8 light? The King of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Because I do see that the Eight of Wands at the bottom, and then Justice. This is a contract. Because I see with the Chariot here that there's a choice that she's making, right? She's on her little motorcycle, and it's like, do I go this way or do I go that way? And perhaps you, prior to meeting your soulmate, have to make a decision about letting go of some sort of a King of Swords character in your life. Now, this could be an actual person in your life, or this could be an archetype or a pattern that you constantly attract to you. Like it's just the type of person that you constantly attract, and just letting go of that whole pattern. And then you will have success and victory. So this King of Swords character, it could be an Aquarius, but it can also be Gemini or Libra, or none of those, but just like embody that energy. What I'm getting with this, because it's next to the Ten of Wands, it's something that's like heavy, it's a burden, that this person is very emotionally detached. They are very stoic. They don't express their emotions freely and openly. They are very logical and mental and very intelligent and funny and all that good stuff, but they don't necessarily feel like they're not in their heart space. They're the type of person that follows their head over their heart. They're not very expressive with their feelings. They're more emotionally maybe unavailable, or they don't like to be vulnerable or open. So that could be like a struggle, because this is Cancer energy and this is a very emotional energy. And so maybe one way takes you towards the light and one way takes you towards the dark. And I think in order to go towards the light, which would probably be your soulmate, you are contemplating this darkness, and like, okay, well, I gotta let go of this darkness. And you're looking, and it's kind of like, I don't know, she's contemplating you, like, oh, am I ready to let that go? She's thinking about it, like the darkness, and the darkness is probably this type of person. And, maybe this is somebody that you do have in your life, or this is like a past connection that you're still involved with, or somebody that you're still or like, attached to. And this is kind of how they are. They don't treat you the way that you need to be treated, or they don't give you the emotional fulfillment that you seek and you desire. And it's just something that's been causing a lot of stress and heaviness, and you need to just really let it go. And I feel like that's how you have success and victory. And that in a way fulfills some karma for you and closes up a cycle. And then there's movement forward. There's positive movement forward at once that happens towards your soulmate, which will be a very equal give and take, a relationship where you're not the only one that's showing your feelings and expressing how you feel, and communicating about that, but the other person as well. Because I just don't feel like this type of person does. And if this is not a person that you're still like attached to or connected to, this could just be the type of people that you constantly date, more emotionally unavailable, like just they're hard to get. They don't really make you feel loved or seen or like or I mean, they're very observant, so like they could make you feel understood and all of that, and you guys to really connect on a mental level, but they're not the most open as far as like how they feel. And maybe they're the type of person that doesn't really want a relationship and they're really slow moving in that department, and they're like, no, I just kind of want to take it slow, and I just want to explore my options, or I just want to date forever before becoming, exclusive. Like just whatever. It's just this person's not really a relationship type of person. And I just feel like you need to recognize that you deserve better than that. If you want to find your soulmate, you need to clear up that energy. You need to let it go, complete that cycle. And then I feel like there's going to be some positive changes in your life. And it's going to be very exciting too, like a lot of passion. And then there's going to be more balance, right? There's going to be this balance in your relationship, in your life. So let's just see if there's anything else about pile two and it, or sorry, pile three, and if they have a soulmate. Does pile three have a soulmate, and what can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about this connection of this journey for pile two? The Fool, I'm pretty sure that came out in a previous pile. The Fool is it's kind of telling me like just trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust the universe, go with the flow, trust the process, just a lot of trust energy. Have faith and trust the process, even though you don't know where you're going, you don't know what's going to happen. Only time will tell. You don't know anything. Just trust. Trust that it's there. Trust that it's coming. Trust that you have a soulmate, Trust that you have a divine love, that you're going to be okay, that you're not going to be in a relationship with a person who's like this, who's just like very unavailable for you and doesn't give you or meet your needs, give you what you need. The Three of Swords. Yeah, who doesn't make you feel like this, who doesn't make your heart hurt. You're not going to be in that kind of a relationship. But maybe you have been in a relationship like that with other people in the past or somebody in specific, and that's just something that you have to let go and heal from. Maybe there's some heart healing. Ten of Swords. Yeah, walk like letting that go, having that cycle come to an end. And pursuing your excitement, your passion, following your passion, like wherever you feel passionate about someone, it's just like going after that. But also the Knight of Wands, it's also like not fucking around with like playboys or playgirls, Um, just people who just want to, fool around or not be serious, like people who aren't committed. Because the Fool also is kind of like, I don't want to be in a relationship. I just kind of want to do my, just be free. And it's like, okay. And that maybe always breaks your heart, and like just not even involving yourself with those types of people, relationships, really letting that go and healing. Um, even healing the pattern in you that wants those types of people. What is it in you that attracts that, and why are you drawn to those people? Maybe deep down inside you are scared of commitment as well, and you don't actually want to be in a relationship, but you think you do. And it's like, well, what is stopping you? Are you afraid of being vulnerable? Are you afraid of opening up 100%? Mirrored, right? Maybe a lot of your relationships do mirror back to you your own fears. So maybe you are attracted to these types of like unavailable people because you are also unavailable, but you always blame them, like, oh, you're so unavailable, like um you're not honest with me about your feelings, like you don't want to take this relationship's next level, like whatever. But maybe deep down you are also unavailable and you're not able to 100% open your heart and be vulnerable because you're afraid of getting, oops, sorry, because you're afraid of getting your heart broken or getting hurt, so you have a certain guard up as well. So it's like, how are you projecting that onto the other as well, and how are they mirroring that back to you? So it's almost like checking in with yourself and seeing like how you are like the people that you attract and breaking the pattern through your own self-awareness and self-reflection. Six of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like I feel like you get what you give. You get what you give. So if you're giving out these vibes that you also don't want to be in a committed relationship, like the Fool and the Knight of Wands, I feel like that is going to be reciprocated back to you. And like, okay, you're going to attract partners who also don't want to be in a relationship. And this is at a subconscious level. So you may not think that you're doing this, but deep down you are, because of like some block that you have or some fear that's holding you back of totally fully opening up. But like if that's the energy that you're coming forth, then that's the type of people and that's the pattern, you know. And it's kind of just like recognizing that and being like, how can I give and be more open and share my heart more? And then I attract my soulmate, right? Victory. The sun. I attract the sun. I attract my ultimate happiness. The sun we have twice. And a new beginning, very passionate. And then we also have victories here. And the Six of Wands right here. So that those are similar, and so it's like the same energy. So yeah, to sum your reading up, pile free, you definitely have a soulmate in this lifetime that you are meant to be with. And I feel like you're going to admire them in some way, even envy them in some way because of how they function. And it's only because you see in them a part of you that you also have within you that you aren't embracing and integrating. But you only love it in them because you wish you could be brave enough to express it because you have it in you as well. And so they're going to mirror a lot of things back to you. And I think a lot of your relationships are mirrors to you, for you to become aware of your own toxic patterns within yourself. And then also to see how maybe that contributes to getting into relationship with these people. Um, and maybe you do have a tendency to like be involved with people who aren't like that emotional or sensitive, and that ends up in heartbreak. So maybe healing that would help you align your energy more to become more of this Empress so that you can unite with your soulmate. And only time will tell, you know? Sorry if you can hear that loud ass music outside. Yeah, so that's what I have for you, file free. About whether or not you have a soulmate. Yes, you do. So I hope that that resonated. If it did, I'd love to know in the comments below. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.